That's Mr. Debo Adejana. Please, can we welcome him? We are excited to welcome you, sir. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. Thank you, sir.
That's very important, right? Because, see, and the reason why we have to bring this up is because there's a need for us to change the narrative.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for the privilege.
So I want us all to pay attention as it's going to be dissecting and be exposing us to the different strategies and tactics and all the other things that needs to be in place, okay? So I believe our speaker is ready. Are you also ready? Yeah. So before we have him, I would like to invite Mr. Shegun Awolowo to help bring our speaker to the stage. You're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
This morning, I want you to pay attention. You won't be talking on business because the other dimension is also about our finance. You will agree with me that you can't do well in business without understanding the subject of finance. I tell you, I know what I'm talking about. You need money to do well in business. How can you understand the dynamics behind money making and growing your money? Is someone who had this understanding. So that's what we'll be teaching and touching on this morning. I am ready to learn and pick lessons from. That's something he said many years, a few years ago, that has not left me and has helped me to build my finance today. Maybe I'll call him my landlord. One of the things he teaches is how to sack your landlord. So he's been my landlord also. So we'll do a video introduction, and then the next voice you will hear is the voice of Mr. Debo Adejana.
Mr. Debo Adejana is a dynamic leader in Nigeria's real estate sector. As CEO of Realty Point Limited since 2005, Debo has spearheaded one of the country's foremost mass housing development companies and is the creator of the well-known Sack the Landlord campaign. A trained mediation advocate from the UK and an alumnus of the Lagos Business School, Debo is also a certified learning and development trainer. His leadership roles span various distinct positions, including founding president of Prime Asset Housing Cooperative, vice chairman of the Nigeria British Chamber of Commerce's real estate sector, and chairman of the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, Southwest Zone. A celebrated author, speaker, and mentor for the Tony Olumide Foundation, Debo also lectures at the University of Lagos and hosts the Real Estate Entrepreneurs Fast Track course. He serves on multiple boards and is deeply committed to social housing initiatives. Known for his humor, focus, and professionalism, Debo is recognized as a trusted and innovative leader in the industry. He is happily married to Monisela and they are blessed with 3 wonderful children. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Debo Adejana.
I hope I'll get okay. Thank you very much, guys. It's a nice privilege to be here, and thank you for having me. I think I've known Shegun now for, he said 15 years. Are you sure?
More than that.
It's more than 15 years. Since the days of projector, 5,000 naira projector. So it's more than 15 years. So today, like I said, I'll be talking about finance, okay? It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. And great work that is being done here. I'm actually very impressed. Thank you. Can I have this very close by here? Because I'm sure we'll need it. Or maybe at this end. Maybe at this end. At this end. Thank you. My slide, please. Yeah. You can see the slide, right? Okay. So that's, you already know my name anyways. Money is what we'll be talking about today. And like you know, the Bible says money is a defense, even though this is a conference, but money is a defense. What does that mean? Look, you deceive yourself if you say money is not important. This is the way I put it. When God was looking for who to compare himself with and to say who will be the opposite of God, you know, word and opposite, God did not choose Satan. No. I hope you know. He said you cannot serve God, that is himself, and what? Mammon together. That is to say that, look, the two people you are to serve or you can serve is me or money. Money is the opposite of God. Hello? That's how powerful money is. It answers all things. So you'll be deceiving yourself if you say money is not important. It is extremely important. I'm a marriage counselor as well, and we do counseling for years now. And I can tell you that most of the challenges in marriages, okay, the biggest of it is money. Research has shown that where you have divorce cases and all and troubles in marriages, over 40% of what has caused it is financial in nature. We hear couples who have issues come to us and all of that. And I can tell you that a lot of the time, what started it or what is fueling it is money. So I need you to pay extreme attention today. Can I have my timer to help me? I need you to pay extreme attention, okay, today to this subject matter. Because what I'll be challenging you with here today is one, you would have very clear money figures that you should be working with or working towards. And then I'll give you ideas on how to work towards them. I won't just scare you. Because usually when people get to know their money figures, it is scary. Okay? But not just scare you, I would also give you what you can do that can help you achieve those results. And I can see that averagely is a young audience, so you guys have time and it will help you to be able to achieve stuff. Okay? So, let's take this poll. The slide though, what's happening? What's happening to my slide? Okay, it's moving now. Great, it's moving now. So let's take this poll. Or is it somebody else? Okay, it's me. Let's take this poll, please. I would like to take the poll. Bring out your phones. Bring out your phones. If you can get that link, go there. Unfortunately, we can't. And can somebody click that link for me from the monitor? I want it displayed. Yeah. Click this link from the monitor issue if you are connected to the internet on the monitor. Just click it. But can people copy it first? https blah 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 take.supersurvey.com/Q65YBJAOQ capital letter. I need you to take that survey. You need to, if you have internet enabled device, just get it right now. Is the monitor connected to the internet? Okay. Just, I will tell you when to click. I want to be sure everybody in the room has. Have we gotten the URL? Yeah. We've gotten it. So please, can you click on the stuff? Just click on it. It's clickable. It should take us to the side. I want us to answer those 4 questions. How many of us hope, wish, plan, or pray to live long? Take that question. How many of us hope, wish, plan, or pray to live long? Click yes or no. If you don't pray to live long, you don't hope to live long, you don't wish to live long, click no. So can we go to the next one? So click yes for the monitor. Monitor, you have to click yes. Yeah. Then, have you thought of the age you would retire? Have you ever thought of it? the age you will retire. And retirement in this case means the age you stop working necessarily for money to feed. It may not mean you stop working totally or you stop doing stuff, but you stop doing stuff because you want to live on the earnings you are going to be making. Have you thought about that age that you want to take that decision? That by this age, by age 40, by age 25, I want to retire. By age 60, by age 90. Have you thought about it? If you've not, click so we can see the monitor has not thought about it. No problem. Next, number 3. Do you have a plan as to how you will fend for yourself financially at retirement? You might not have thought about the age, but have you even thought about how you will fend for yourself financially when you retire? And if you've thought about the age you retire, have you thought about how you will fend for yourself at retirement? Have you thought about, has it crossed your mind? Okay. Have you thought about it before? Yes or no? Yes. I mean, click. And then, next. Are you actively doing something to ensure you retire well financially? Is there something you are doing now actively to ensure that when you retire well? Is there something that you are doing now actively? So let's take that last stuff. Please enter your email address, he said. Can you enter for us? No. Just enter it so that I'm not sure whether to send it to you. Enter yours. Or you want to enter mine? Enter yours so that maybe you may be able to fish out something for us. Okay, then see, where is display results? Okay, click on see result. Let's see. You should be able to display result. Okay, so we can see the result, right? How many of us hope or wish? No, don't run. How many of us hope or wish to plan, pray to live long? 86% of us. Only 40%, just one person, in fact. How come it's just 6 people and just 7 people responded? What's happening? Okay, well, we'll use that. We don't have time. So, go in. Okay, they said network. Are you using Glow? Sorry, I hope it's not recording. Or is it 9 mobile? What's there? Wait. Have you thought of the age you will retire? 50%, so that's 50-50. Some people have not thought about it. Next one. Do you have a plan as to how you will fend for yourself? Go. Okay. Here we have 62 people say, hey, I've thought about it. Then just 38 people said, I've not thought about how to fend for myself. Right? Then go. Let's go. The last one. Are you actively doing something about it? 71% says I'm actively doing something. Now, go back to my slide. Please let's have these figures in mind. I had us to take this survey for a particular reason. You can see everything here, the way things are. Now, during the course of this presentation, I would help you understand what financial freedom is. You will have very good understanding of the 3 most important components when it comes to achieving financial freedom. You identify 3 most important components. Then you know where you have financially, okay, or where you should be financially and how to get there. Knowing where you are financially and how to get to where you should be, you will also get to know that. Then how to calculate and determine your financial freedom figures. You will also get to know that. And then you discover 5 ways to hack your way into financial freedom. That's what we'll be dealing on today. And so let's start. Where are you now financially? Do you know? Where you are now financially, what will show that is what is called net worth. Net worth is what will show where you are financially now. Some people describe net worth as what you own minus what you owe. Okay, this side is better. Okay. Net worth is what you owe, what you own minus what you owe. If you can get what you get a list of the value of the things you own, and you subtract your debt, okay, from that, it will give you what you are worth currently. Accounting terms, they will tell you your assets minus your liabilities. Okay? It's a very important figure to note. You have to know where you are now financially, and how you do that is by determining your net worth. And that's just a simple thing. Just look at all that you have. You have a car, you have some gadgets in your house, TV, chair, furniture, household items. If you have a property somewhere, you understand. What else? I mean, you have bank account, you have balance in your account and all of that. You have some investments in shares that you can quantify. If you run a business, how much is your business worth right now if you are to sell it? All of those are your what you own side, your asset side. Then you go to your liabilities or what you owe. Are you owing? Have you collected money from people that send pictures of people who owe them money? They say they now have AIDS, or they are now fraudulent people. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, are you owing? How much are you owing the bank, cooperative, or anybody, or a friend? You know, that's it. If you have a mortgage you are paying and all of that, you bought a land, the land you put in your asset that you value the price. Maybe you are still paying for it on installment. How much you have left to pay? All of that will come on your asset side, I mean on your liability side, and then you subtract. You'll be able to get your net worth. That is where you are now. Okay. Now, where do you want to be? And what's your financial journey? When we pray to live long, which 86% of those who took that poll wanted to, they want to live long, right? Out of the 7 people, 1 person wants to die young, but at least 6 people wants to live long, right? Majority of us wants to live long. What we don't realize when we hope to live long, pray to live long, plan to live long, is that we are planning to be alive till such a time when we will no longer be able to walk either by choice or by force. That's the meaning of praying to live long. You are praying to live till such a time that you will not be able to walk again either by choice or by force. My dad will be 93 years old this October. He has retired since 1995. 1995 to now is about 29 years ago. Some people have not worked for 29 years yet. That's how long he has retired, after 35 years of service. Do you understand? If he didn't have some financial sanity around his life, he would have died by now. A number of his colleagues have died. I know them. In fact, research has shown that a lot of retirees die 5 years after retirement, and a lot more die 10 years after retirement. And that those who survive 10 years above after retirement are those people who have some financial sanity around, some sanity around their financial life. So what I'll be challenging you to today is how to have financial sanity around, some sanity around your financial existence. So when we talk about your journey financially, there are journeys that we are on earth. There are 3 journeys that we are on when we come to this world. We are on this chronological journey of age. So you start from year 0 and you will exit the world at a particular age, depending on the age you wish, right? That's a chronological journey. So if I ask you how old are you now, you tell me. That is where you are on your chronological journey. I'm 53 now. That is where I am on my chronological journey, right? But there is also the journey of birth and death. We were born and we are going to die. It's a biological journey that we are on, right? That's biological, right? Then what we don't realize a lot of the time is there is also a financial journey. When you are born and you are day 1 old, you also start a financial journey. At the start point, you are FD. The meaning of FD is you are a financial dependent. You are financially dependent when you are born. So they take care of you. You have no care in the world. If you are hungry, you cry. Then they provide food. When you can talk, you will talk, I'm hungry. In fact, when you can talk self and you know where food is, you don't have to talk, you just go to where food is and you eat. Do you understand? If you don't feel like you are full, you say you are not full, they will give you more. If they don't give you more, you scatter the house. I mean, if you are going to school, you will make a list. My daughter is going to school now. I mean, they are going to school. So they made a list. One of my daughters, if you saw her list, myself and my wife were laughing on the bed yesterday. I said, no problem. You don't even need to make this list. 2 shots. Just go to the supermarket around our area. Hook it to a trailer and drive it to school so that they will be supplying you. Because all the things she listed. I mean, and that's that age. I remember when I was in school. Once I'm going to school like this, I would ask for my stuff. If my dad refused to give me enough, let's say I want to have change of clothes, I'll go and pack all my rags. I'll just empty it in the sitting room and say, is this what you want me to be wearing? How can I be wearing this? Later, they will give me the money. I'm facing the same problem now. Do you understand? They are still financially dependent. But you see, the problem we don't realize is that there is a financial journey. You should never end your life as a financial dependent. Just like you never want to be born and die. I mean, you never want to, just be 1 year old and by 2 years old you die. No. People want to live long, so they want to live to 70, 80, 90, 100, 120. And you want to be born and enjoy your biological life, don't suffer ill health before and die peacefully. I mean, the same way you must be conscious of your financial journey. The issue is that a lot of people don't understand financial journey, and that's what I've come to explain to you today. Because guess what, guys? On this journey, there will also be an exit. It's called also FD, final destination. Where we want to get to. If I ask you now, what's your final dream financially? Because of time, I can tell you, you probably want to be at a stage financially where you can afford anything you want at any price it is being sold, whenever you want it, without having to work for it again another day of your life. True or false? I mean, that's our final destination. Everybody aspires to get to that stage where I can afford anything I want at any price it is being sold, whenever I decide it that I want it, without having to work another day of my life, right? Yes. So that's the final destination on our financial journey. But you see, before you get here, if you ever get there, there are bus stops. Our lack of the understanding of these bus stops, or the fact that they even exist, or that we are even on the financial journey, that financial journey, you have no choice. So once you are born to this earth, just like you have no choice once you are born, you will die. Just like you have no choice once you are born, you start counting age, right? Exactly the same way, you have no choice once you are born, you are on the financial journey. So it pays you to really be aware that you are on the journey, so that you know your destinations and you know how to get there, right? And that's what I will share with us today. So the first bus stop, I call it the first bus stop, after being financially dependent, the first junction you must get to on your financial journey consciously for you to really live life and do life well, I call it bus stop 1, okay, or financial freedom level 0. It is that stage when your active income or incomes, okay, is greater than or equal to your minimum reasonable or required living expense. I will explain. This is the stage when your active income or incomes becomes equal to your minimum reasonable or required living expense. Guess what this stage is? The stage you get your first most reasonable job, when the salary, hello, can take care of your basic needs. Hello, that is the first bus stop on your financial journey. If you realize from that point, you stop being financially dependent, right? You start taking care of things. That's when you will see one babe and then you will toast her and then you will get married. I mean, because now you can take care of certain things, right? That is the first stage. Now, the unfortunate thing is that is where a lot of people stop. They stop there, but unfortunately for them, the other journeys are going on. The chronological journey is going on. The biological journey is going on. And unfortunately for a lot of them, chronology, maybe where they are working, they say by the time you are 65, you have to retire, or by 60. Guess what? He's still at bus stop 1 financial journey wise, but chronological journey wise, he has reached retirement. Then he's forced to retire. No active income anymore. He can no longer meet his reasonable, minimum, or required living expense. Then he starts to promote this Yoruba proverb. Right? That is one of the proverbs that is keeping us in poverty in our kind of environment. You are not okay. You are a human being. Do you understand? In fact, the record for a human being is that if you are good, you should leave the inheritance for your children's children, not just for your children. That should be your drive financially, not okay to be sucking them. And then you start applying pressure on them before a child can take care of any responsibility, you've dumped it on him. In fact, some people are even so reckless. They are the one that gave back to 13 children. Once they send the first one to school, they will now hand over his other 12 something to him. They'll say, they are now your responsibility. I have tried. Am I the one that gave back to them? The same way that they are unfortunate is the same way I'm unfortunate. I was where I was. I didn't even have any care, and I wasn't concerned whether anybody would call me. You are the one that brought me. You met with my mom. If you had left me there, I won't bother. You brought me here. So, but you're sending me to school is you fulfilling your responsibility. Hello? Does not make me now obligatory to you. Now, if you taught me well, and life is good for me, there is no way in my heart that I will forget you. Hello? But I cannot now make you, okay, my daughter is giving me lists now. Then I will say that instead of sending her to school, I must send money to my mom. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. No. She's now my own responsibility. I'm supposed to do the best I can for her while doing what I can for my mom. Do you understand? Yeah. Because she also did, her own role in my life. I hope you get what I'm saying. Yeah. So, financial intelligence even comes to how many kids you can have. Don't make your children your retirement plan. You are not bush rats. Don't start depending on them, counting on them. It's an unfortunate situation because you now put pressure on them. When they are supposed to be building their life, they can't build it. Yeah. You've ruined their life already, just like your own. Because that's how they will end up as well. They will put pressure on their own children as well. So we need to stop this. Hello? So a lot of people are unfortunate, they are not conscious of this, and so chronologically they are forced to retire, but financial journey wise they are still on level 1 and active income is taken away. So they go back straight to financial dependence at retirement. And life is not funny. Somebody that has been able to take care of himself before, now if he wants to eat, he must call a child. He must do this. So life becomes disinteresting to them, and that's why a lot of them die in those 5 and 10 years period. Do you get? But you see, when you get here, active income, you are now working. Active income and incomes. Remember, I'm saying active income or incomes because again, financial intelligence requires that you should not stay on just one income. You should not stay. There is what they call multiple streams of income. I mean, you've heard it before. You should not stay on one income. It doesn't make financial intelligence or financial sense for any human being to be any just one source. As I run a company. First, the company is a business idea that I put together and I call the investors, right? So, if the company makes money and every year, if we share dividend, I will earn money as an investor, right? Then I run the organization as the MD CEO and paid salary. Part of the structure in our organization, we sell properties. When you sell, you get commission. So when I sell too, I get commission. We have a training school. As a facilitator, when I facilitate, they pay me. I've written books. When I sell those books, they pay me. I mentor people. Do you understand? I'm also on other boards. They pay me. Do you get what I'm saying? Those are ways I make money. Multiple. It engages my time. That's why it is active. Active income is the money you make with the exchange of your time. Whether the time is 1 hour in a year or 8 hours every day is active income. Once you have to exchange your time for the money to come in, is active income. Do you get what I'm saying? So multiple active incomes here. Start taking care of my reasonable and minimum, but I need to move to the next level. Being conscious of my financial journey, I need to decide to move to the next level. What's the next level? I call it bus stop 2, right? And that is when, or level 1, that is when active income and another type of income, passive income. Active income or passive income is the one that is greater than or equal to my reasonable, required, living expense. Reasonable, minimum, reasonable or required living expense. Active income plus passive income or passive incomes. What is passive income? I need somebody to speak to that, because I get a lot of mix up at times. So that to clarify, what is passive income, please? Yes, who wants to share? Yes, please. Do we have a mic? Can we get? Oh, okay. Don't worry. Get him and then that will be all. Yes.
Okay. My name is Mr. Charles. From my own view, a passive income is an income which you earn by not physically or actively involved in a business.
Okay. Okay,
So
fine.
business you can stay at home and the income is rolling into.
Thanks, Mr. Charles. Yes, can we have that?
Yeah, passive income is an income that enters when you leverage on people's intelligence, people's works, when you are not actively available, when you are not physically available.
Fine, fantastic. Thank you. A round of applause for them. They've tried. They've tried. A round of applause for them. Yeah. Now, but please, I like to just make sure I avoid any confusion in your heart when I talk about passive income. Passive income simply, right, is income from investments. Some people will call it hands-free income, or your money working for you, but for you not to be confused by any standard, note that passive income is income from investments. Okay, income from investments. So what are we saying? We are saying that on your financial journey, once you start making active income sufficient to take care of your reasonable, minimum, required living expense, financial intelligence demands that you must aspire to move to the next level. The next level is to start making some of those active income money. Start putting them into investments that will be fetching you passive income. Hello? So you must deliberately, once you start working to take care of your stuff, deliberately, actively be passing some of your money deliberately into investments. A lot of people don't do that enough. And then the income from the investment plus the income from your active income should be sufficient to take care of your minimum reasonable, and that's when you move to bus stop 2. But there's still another bus stop. That's not the final. So there is bus stop 3, or you call it level 2. It is when passive income or incomes alone is not equal to your minimum reasonable or required living expense. So you can see the movement. By the time you get to bus stop 3, active income is no longer there. We're not considering active income anymore. We're not considering the incomes you are making from your investments. Are they sufficient to take care of your minimum, reasonable, and required living expense? Look, guys, you don't have the liberty to retire until you get to bus stop 3. If you retire before bus stop 3, life will tire you. Do you get what I'm saying? You will be tired of when bus stop 3 catches up with your chronology. Do you understand? Or your biology. I'm not feeling like I want to work anymore. I feel like my strength is not as the days of old. So I want to take it easy. That's biology catching up on you, right? The only permission biology has to catch up on you is also that financially you have reached bus stop 3. If not, You will be retired, but you cannot afford to retire. I mean, you'll be tired, but you cannot afford to retire. And that's not a good place to be. Have you seen those Baba, esprit de corps, who finished from military, police, this one, then they will now go and join Legion and wear brown uniform. The job for them is usually gate man. There is no time you see Baba at the gate, except he's opening gate for someone, he's sleeping. Baba is tired, but he cannot afford to retire because what will he eat? So that is the gate. This is Baba. You will on. Baba wants to go and open gate. This is how Baba gate man is moving. Baba gate man is tired. That's not the type of life you want for yourself. Do you understand? How not to get yourself into that kind of life is how much you use and you structure your journey now. Okay? So, then it is after bus stop 3, you will now be aspiring towards the final destination, which is what I defined earlier. But do you know the funniest thing? There is nobody that gets to that final destination alive. Nobody. There is nobody on earth that has enough money to be senseless. Because that's what final destination is. We are all aspiring to get to a stage where we have money that we won't have to think again before we spend. Even Dangote is still thinking before he spends. Elon Musk asking, he's still thinking before he spends. Because there is nobody that has enough money to be senseless. Because without sense, without applying financial intelligence, with just a stroke of your signature, you can sign your current worth and your future worth and your whole family off and become poor. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but that is the aspiration that keeps us on this journey. Okay? So, the question again is, where are you? Because that's where we started from. Where are you, your net worth? Where are you on your financial journey? Hello? To do that, and I've told you where you should be at retirement. I think I've clarified it. I shared, this is a case study. I don't know if we have that time, but we will quickly do it. We will quickly do it. We would have you, we will quickly do it. Let's quickly do it. Now, this is a family, it's a case study. Omorui, Uche, Abdul, and Tolani Abdul, 37, 35 years. They have a girl, Wura, 4 years old, a boy, Fadaka, 1 year old. That's their story. This is their story here, right? They live in somewhere in Abeokuta, stuff like that. Abdul, the net worth, their family net worth is put at 10.56 million. That net worth we calculated for their own family is put at 10.56 million. Then they have other stories around them. Their position at their job. Let me quickly read it. Mr. Omoru Yuchi Abdul and Mrs. Tolani Abdul are 37 years and 35 years old, respectively. They have been married for 5 years and are blessed with 2 children. 4 years old Bura, girl, and 1 year old boy, Fadaka. They stay in a 3-bedroom flat at number 5 Sakyola Law Street. Don't mind us. That's our slogan. Street, Amuwodofi Industrial Estate, Mile 2, Lagos. Abdul net worth is currently 10.56 million. Uche works as a marketing executive with Stand Up IBC Bank PLC and is currently a senior managing officer and banking officer and should be promoted to the position of an assistant manager at the next promotion exercise due in another 2 years' time if he merits it. Tolani works in the digital marketing unit of NN Media, a PR advertising agency firm, as a social media account handler. They have plans to try out for another board in about 3 years' time. Parents of both Uche and Tolani are retired civil servants who reside in their own property in Ikoton, Egbe, part of Lagos, where they are not, when they are not in the village. They always have to keep a maid in their employment to help take care of their children. They have 2 cars in the family, bought at a total cost of 2.5 million naira and 2.5 years ago, and about 500,000 in savings between the 2 of them. No property investment anywhere whatsoever for now, although they plan to do something about that very soon. As a family, they have hardly operated a budget consistently and do not seem to have well thought out financial plan for their immediate or far future. This is their own story. You know your own story, and I'm going to be giving you an assignment today. This is their estimated cost running their family every month. This is the estimation. You should know your own. So when you get home today, pull out a sheet of paper and plan out open your Excel and plan out your expenses. Identify your monthly expenses and get the total. Convert it to annual expenses and get the total. This is for these guys. Then determine how much you make. This is what they make. The husband makes 600,000 per month. The wife makes 200,000 per month. They don't have any other income from any other source. That's their own story, right? So their total income is 800,000, and annually comes to 9.6 million. This guy, investment income, they don't have any from their story. You can already see where they are on their journey, because you see that their total income 9.6 is more than their expenses, right? So active income is taking care of their minimum reasonable or required living expense, right? They have a little spread, but unfortunately for them, they don't have any investments. So they are on bus stop 1, right? Very clearly on bus stop 1. That is where they are, and we have said their story. Their net worth is 10.56 million, right? So you need to determine your own, and then let's do some of this calculation. If you do this calculation for yourself at home, if you do it for them here, you'll find out that they are like about 16%, 16.96%. Even on that level 1 that they are just 16.9% on level 1. That is, they are just feeding here. Because if anything happens like that, their quality of life will go down, and they can get to financial dependence back. If totally loses our job, which fetches about 2.4 million naira 2.4 million naira in a year. Okay, that means they will not be able to take care of their standard of living anymore. It will drop. If anything should happen to Uche's job, they are dead. Do you get what I'm saying? So they are just barely surviving. But if you check their life, if you look at them externally, you say that they are doing well. And that's the deception and the deceit people fall into. And they only wake up when retirement hits them, when it will be too late. Do you understand? But if they closely monitor their situation, they will realize where they are and know what they should be doing. Okay? So, if we move on, if you calculate this, that's what their own situation will be. I would encourage you to do your own calculation at home. Because of time, we don't have that. Then, there is what we call TINA. TINA this is your net worth now, and this is your journey where you are. But TINA is your target net worth at retirement, meaning what you should be worth by the time you want to retire. That age that some of us feel there, that we thought of when to retire. What should you be worth? Then, when you see what you should be worth by that age, and you see what you are worth now, you know the work that is cut out for you. Abi? Exactly. How do you get your TINA? It's very simple. How you get your TINA is this. Your current total annual expenses, which for these guys is 7.79 million. When you get home and do your own, you will know yours. Current total annual expenses, because the assumption is that you are retired now. Should you be retired now? That's the assumption. Okay? So 7.79 times, and you open a bracket, 1 plus average annual inflation rate for the country. The average annual inflation rate for Nigeria now is about 13%, 13.5 something percent. Okay, it used to be like just 11%, but it has gotten to 13 point something percent now. You're welcome, sir. So it has gone to 13 point something percent now. Okay, so average annual inflation rate for the country that you plan to retire in, which in this case may be Nigeria, and then the number of years you have left to work. If you say you want to retire by age 60 and you are 40 now, you have 20 years to work. So you put that there. That figure that you get from this calculation, multiply it by 20 or by 30. That range, 20 to 30 multiplication, is the figure you should target to drive your net worth to by the time you are retiring. And that's the tax you need to. Okay? I need you to do this at home so that you can get it clear. When we do it for Tolani, it will be like around, I think, about 600 million. So imagine somebody that is worth 10.56 million at the age of 37 and wants to retire by the age of 60 and needs to, for his quality of life and for him to continue to enjoy retirement till he is dead or he exists the earth, for it to be that, he needs like about 600 million. So it means he needs to grow his net worth by about 590 million within a space of about 25 years, right? For a lot of people, that is where the challenge is. First, they don't even know these figures, not to even have an idea of what they should be working towards. When they now know these figures, it looks insurmountable. It looks like, I cannot fathom this. How can I achieve this? And that's why I will just share a few things with us, and I want us to listen to this and watch this video very critically. Can we just play this video and let's listen to it very critically? It's playing over, we need the volume, so you may have to go back.
So about the size of the car you drive, they can literally
pause. I need you to start from the beginning. And please, before you play, this is talking about Belgian horses. They conducted an experiment on Belgian horses. Horses that they use for work on the farm to pull weight. And I want you to hear what he said about those horses. Yes, can you go back and start from the beginning?
Belgian horses are the strongest pulling horses in the world. They can pull as individuals about 4,000 pounds, so about the size of the car you drive. They can literally pull that tremendous animal. When you put these two animals together, if you were to yoke two Belgian horses and have them pull, you'd think they could 4,000 be 8,000 pounds. It's not the case. On average, if you put two Belgian horses together, it does about 8,000, it's 16,000. See multiplication happen. But if you were to take two Belgian horses, and let's say you were, for a few months, to put them in the same stall, let them live together, walk together, run the fields together, eat together, do horse life together, and then, let's say, for a few months, they do that, and then you were to yoke them together, listen, they would on average pull 32,000 pounds. That's right. The power of relationship allows them to go from 16 to 32. But that's not even the highest. You see the world record of two Belgian horses, two brothers that grew up together their whole life. They pulled in one time the world record of 52,000 pounds. I just love that. There's a greater return. Two are better than one. When we partner together, you can expect a more.
I don't know if you got that message. Belgian horses by themselves alone will pull 4,000. That's the highest. But when they couple two of them together, you expect that they will do 8, right? But they will do 16. Synergy effect. When two comes together, you achieve better results than you would achieve individually. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then look at it. It doesn't stop there. If you actually make those horses have a relationship before you couple them, let them stay together, understand themselves for like 3 months, and then you couple them to work together. Because of that understanding that they have of themselves, they will achieve even a better result, 32,000 pounds. Just by themselves, they will still do 4. Then they said the brothers, the ones who have the world record of Belgian horses pulling weight, are 2 brothers who had lived all their lives together. You understand? They pulled 52,000 pounds. By themselves, they will still do 4,000. What am I saying? I'm saying I want to share just about 5 acts, okay? Oh, okay. The 5 acts to retire well and achieve your retirement figure. Very easy. Borrowing from that Belgian horses stuff, the very first one I tell people is, you must marry right. You say, a lot of young people who are here, why are you talking about marriage? Hey guys, if you are not married yet, congratulations. If you are married, you are married. If you are married, you are married. If you are not married yet, I say congratulations because you still have the opportunity to make the right choice. If you like, you like Ikebe. Hey, sorry, we are in church. You like Ikebe, Abi? Maybe you like yellow Ikebe, say. Or you like V-chest, broad-chested guy. Do you know that? Rats, gym rats. Fine, I don't have any problem with all of that. But I'm saying that make sure that the Ikebe you are going to marry must be a financially sound Ikebe. Yes. Or the V-chest must be a financially compatible V-chest. Reason is that it will put you in problem if it is not. That's the truth. Look, we spend most of our lives in our marriages that we spend as a single person. Like I told you, my dad is 90, he will be 93 this October. 2 years ago, we did an anniversary for himself and my mom. 60 years wedding anniversary. He's been married for over 60 years now. Do you understand? He's 92, that means he got married at about 30, 31, right? He has spent double that in marriage. If that marriage is the one that is not properly yoked, hello? The funniest thing about synergy law is that once it's not proper, it achieves results in reverse. So the person that is by himself can pull 4,000. He won't even, instead of pulling, you'll be spoiling work. To the degree of 8,000 spoils, it will go down rather than going up. Do you get what I'm saying? So you need to get your marriage right. You don't have a choice than to get it right. If you get it wrong, that is the beginning of the end. And it is a major arc for your financial journey. How well you get your marriage. So it's not a decision you take lightly at all. It's not by just physique. I'm not saying don't have some physique that interests you, but I'm saying that prioritize what should be priority. Spiritual life and then financial compatibility. Very, very important. Okay? If you're already married, well, there's an app we developed. It's called Cover Count. You can download it. You can also go online. You can do financial compatibility test. It's available on that app and it's also available online. So there are financial compatibility. Take a test with your wife. It will tell you for our own app. It will tell you exactly where you are having issues. Okay? It will tell you your score and tell you exactly where you are having issues. If you can work on it, fantastic. Do you understand? You can get better. If you can't work on it, that means you have she married. Whether the man or the woman. And it's only God. We'll just pray that God will continue to grant you the grace. Okay? To stay till the end. But that is why I said it's unfortunate. Now, number 2 act that you can use to speed up your life and your journey is, please, you must decide and determine the type of person you are early enough in life. Are you a business person or are you a career person? The earlier you determine that and you go in pursuit of it, the better for you. Check people that knew where they belong early in life and are on that journey early in life do better in life. Hello? Like my pastor will say, you don't have the whole of your life to make the best of your life. You don't have the whole of your life to. You understand? So you need to ensure that whatever time you have, you take it very serious and you can make the best of your life. So determine. There are tests online as well. Temperament tests, entrepreneurship tests, personality tests. Combination of some tests can give you an inclination, and you also paying attention to yourself can give you an inclination of whether you are better as a career person or as a business person. And please, you can be where you want to be and get to wherever you want to be, either as a business person or as a career person. It doesn't have to be that you must be a business person before you become anything you want to become. Check. There are multi-billionaires, okay, that are just career people. They've never by themselves gone out to own a business. What you don't realize is that for every businessman you see there, he needs a number 2. And he needs a reliable number 2. A number 2 that is not looking at starting his own ministry in the next future. Do you understand? But he knows that this is his own ministry. The success of this ministry is his own calling. Do you get what I'm saying? That number 2 always does very well. Very, very well. Do you understand? And he's not inferior in any way. How's that businessman? He knows that number 2 is not inferior. In fact, he will tell you that the person holding this business together is this number 2, not me. Do Do you get what I'm saying? So you're not inferior if you are not a business person. Because I know motivational speakers told us some things in years past, right? But please don't be cajoled by those things. Just determine who you are and start early. If you're a career person, start taking your academics serious. Write all the professional exams of your career. Start flying. Start aiming high in your career. In no time, when I was in the banking industry, there was a guy, we started a bank together. I was part of the starting. My second bank, I was part of the team that started the bank together as an operations person. Fortune Bank is defunct now. A guy came into that bank as a trainee, a secretary. We're part of the people that trained them. In 4 years, the guy was already a treasurer. In 4 years. If you know what that means in banking, it's fantastic. Do you understand? That's a huge performance. Now, the guy has left banking now for some time. But if he were a career person, and he had already started growing that way, and he kept at it, the least he will be right now is probably a DMD somewhere. If he's not an MD of a bank yet. And he will have still less than, I'm talking about 1998, that he entered banking. So he will have how many years in banking? Just about 20-something years. He will be the MD of a bank right now, probably. Do you understand? That is what it takes if you know something that you are doing. I mean, Maduka, Cosmos Maduka, we probably know about his story. You know the Igbo guys, they will go and learn trade. Once he knows that his trade he wants to do, after secondary school or primary school, in case of Maduka said, they will go and learn. By the time you are coming out of the university and getting a job to get experience, then you work for 10 years before you now decide that you want to do business. All the lessons, all the things that you are failing at, they failed at it, they moved on. For some of us that were in the university, a number of our colleagues that were there with us then, but had known that they are business people and started out business whilst we were in school. And they continued right now. And we went to work for like 8 years in my own case. Do you understand? And before we started business, we are looking at their back right now. They go far. Do you understand? Because they knew who they are immediately and they went after it. So determine who you are. Are you a career person? Are you a business person? One is not inferior to the other. Go in pursuit of that, okay? With all your heart, and you will be better able to achieve results. Because look, the most money you are going to make to be able to plant into your future and invest in your future is going to come from your career first, or it's going to come from your business first. Do you get what I'm saying? So the earlier you go in pursuit of that, the better. Then you must learn how to invest strategically. I said, no, okay, before I come to that, let me say you must learn how to earn fees, allowances, and royalties. My time is royalties, okay? Fees, allowances, and royalties. You must learn how to earn that in life. Felix Ehiwere is an elderly man now, retired as the MD of Nigerian Bureaus. When he was retiring, I read his autobiography. He said he wanted to go into consulting. He had registered a business name and he was planning to go into it. Then he submitted his resignation letter. Immediately the news got to the corporate world that was going to leave NBL in another 3 months. Most blue chip organizations started calling him and inviting him on their board, such that even till today, he said he has not had the first chance of doing business consulting. He has just been busy on one board or the other, either as member or as chairman, or even NBL. He has been chairman of that board before during his retirement. You know what happens in that state if you are a director in some of these blue chip companies? The kind of allowances they pay you will take care of your life and retirement very well, especially if you are now in multiple. But you see, you don't get to those kind of places with an empty head. What they are looking for, why they started rushing for him, is because he has built himself into somebody of substance. You get. So what you need to be doing now, part of these your expenses that you are doing every month. I hope personal development is there. This one is free. They didn't charge you. If they are charged, will you have come? Do you go for the ones that are also paid? Do you have enough data? Do you buy data to watch things and learn and not be doing gossip or doing whatever on Instagram? Do you get what I'm saying? What are you doing with your resources in building yourself now to somebody that will be of substance that people will want and pay for? Do you understand? Because that then becomes very good money. Ooh, yeah, I wish you happy birthday. Do we know that song? I thought Edna Goli was extinct until about 3 years ago I stumbled on her article. She's living in France. Guess what she's living on? Royalties from the song we've almost forgotten. Because she didn't have more than about 3 LPs in her career as a reggae artist. Royalties from that song. Look, there are some guys that are earning more money dead than some people have ever seen all their life. Some money that some dead guys are earning in a year, some people have never seen it the whole of their living life. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you have some gifts, talents, and abilities? I tell people, you must make money from 3 ways, otherwise you are not exhausting the opportunity. You must make money from the money of your knowledge, school, certification you have, and all. You must make money from the money of your giftings and callings. Do you understand? Your talent, your gift and calling. You must make money from that. Okay? Otherwise you are not. Then you must make money from your money. Those are the 3 ways you make money. Otherwise you are not exhausting yourself. Okay? And you must to be able to do life better. So, find how you can position it. If you can write books, write. If you can speak, speak. If you can do songs, I mean, if you hear the download, some of these guys, over a billion download. If they are making $1 per streaming, do you know what that means? But you know the beautiful thing? They are not the only one getting that money. Somebody is just an arranger. Maybe he knows how to play keyboard. That was all he developed himself in, and he creates beats. Do you get what I'm saying? He's earning from that. But you are singing to yourself in the shower. No. Package that thing, refine that thing. Do it in a way that it can fetch you much more money. And as much as possible, make it into intellectual property. Do you get what I'm saying? That can fetch you more money. Do you get? And if you don't have any talents, if you think you don't have, then invest in people who have. In this regard, that can fetch you future stuff. Those people who promote, the Don Jazzies of the entertainment world, some of them don't know how to sing. They make more money more than the musicians. We are hearing the musicians, so you are not hearing their own. Like football, we hear what footballers are paid. Do you know that is somebody paying that money? If I'm paying you $1 billion, guess what? I made more than that. That's why I'm able to pay you. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I can't be paying Messi that kind of money and not make more than that. I'm making more than that is why I'm paying me that much. So find out how you can structure yourself into that environment. Then I said invest strategically. How do you do that? Look for ideas that are in their infancy. Go to places where ideas that are in their infancy circulates and get a lot of these things, okay? And put your money there. That is it. Get a lot of these things and put your money there. There are hubs going around in the nation right now. Do you get what I'm saying? And then ideas flying around in all of those places. Those are places where 1 million naira may matter right now. And in another 10 years, it will be something else. Every GTB started in 1991, I think. They were looking for 25 million naira? That was all they needed to get a banking license. They had 52 or 51 people invest in GT then. Every shareholder of GT then, if they have not sold their shares right now, the list of them is a multi-billionaire in Naira. Multi-billionaire in Naira. The whole money they raised that time was 25 million. 25 million was a lot of money then, but the number of people contributed less than $1 million at the time. It's not like it was easy money, but there are people who had it and did something that cannot be traced now with it. That's what we are saying. So learn how to invest in ideas that are their infancy but have a great future. Sometimes it looks like spreading your bread on many waters. You don't know which one would. You don't know which one would come up. But you see, something will definitely come up, especially if you do it right. And that one that comes up will make you forget whatever is left of the other. So guys, the last one is invest in real estate. That's the last act. It's not just because I'm a real estate entrepreneur. It's because real estate is one of the best stores of value on the earth. And I didn't make that happen. I met it here. An asset class that is informed by 2 people were just this demand before, right? The supply was fixed, right? And the 2 people have now approached, they are now approaching 8 billion. Law of economics, demand and supply. When supply continues to increase and demand is static, what happens to price? It's your best store. It's actually the bank, in the proper sense of bank. Okay? Like I usually say, nothing saved in a saving account. Nothing is saved in a saving, especially the one that they now give you ATM. alongside. It's not even safe from you. Do you understand? Because you put it there, then you go back and collect it. Okay? So you can put your, and you can, I don't know, the challenge a lot of people have in investing in real estate is that it is high ticket transaction, right? But there are methods and ways that have democratized that right now. And with as little as your 10,000, your 30,000, your 20,000, you can start to get into some real estate asset investment or some pseudo real estate investment opportunities. Okay, I usually don't like to talk to people without giving them something that they can do. Number one thing you can start doing towards all we've said right now is from those expenses you are now making, make sure you determine how much you start putting into savings. Savings is actually the vehicle you use to journey on that your financial journey. That you used to move from financial dependence to bus stop 1, bus stop 2, bus stop 3 to final destination. The vehicle you enter is the vehicle of savings. Savings is not an end in itself, it's a means to an end. When you save, it is for the purpose of putting it in investment. Well, at least you have to start first. So, coupled with that and investing in real estate, I leave with you this opportunity. We have a platform, it's called Basama Cooperative. If you are interested in it, you can check that link. Okay, this last link there, save it and put your details there. Somebody will ask and get across to you. These are the details. You can take the picture of what is required, and you can do this. The total is 127,000, but you can do this even in broken down installments. Okay, you can divide this over 12 or over 10 and make it happen. So with as little as that, you can really start taking steps into starting to do some of the things that I've said. With that, that is the end of my speech. Sorry I overshot my time a bit, but thank you very much. I hope you pick up something.
I mean, you want somebody specifically, or just come up with your questions. If you want to write them down, please wave your papers, and the ushers will go to collect them.
Yes, and I was going to quickly add this, that in a situation like this, questions can be given better questions. So we don't want that. Let's just raise your hand if you have a question, and we'll give us numbers, and then we take that round of questions. So number one, you're number one. Okay.
Thank you so much. My name is Israel Oliver. I want to thank the speakers, particularly the last speaker that I met. I came late. I got to know about this program some days ago. I just saw the signage there at that junction. And as soon as I saw the caption, I said, I have to be here. And somehow, the forces that the last talent will contend with, like from the last speaker, the forces that the last talent will have to contend with, made me almost forgot about it. All of a sudden, I remembered it and I jumped up, and that was why I got here late. But I want to thank God I eventually came. It's better to be late than never. See, the last speaker, I want to thank you specifically. My case is a case of, would I say that of the dead Lazarus that died for four days and then later came back. From a very young age, I've always had that passion to talk like the last speaker, to help people discover their talent. I do it just from effortlessly. So, but somehow along the line, that death took place. So when I heard him talk, I think he was the Jesus that came to raise Lazarus from the dead. I just got back to myself all of a sudden. And my question, sir, is this. Considering what I just said, how am I going to be helped? Because when Lazarus came back, they didn't just leave him that way. They helped him and then he became better. I need help so that I can fulfill purpose. Thank you very much, sir.
I think the clear way forward for the kind of gift set that we have is to be directly mentored. There are lots of people who have the calling to become ministers, but that doesn't mean you just get up and start ministry. You need to go through what we call katabizo, which is perfectly prepared for the work. So you are very fortunate that you have come to a very good place, because Pastor Shegun will be able to do that for you in Abeokuta here. Not just practical mentorship, but the appropriate training that has been discussed, so that you will know the business area of your talents, and then you will know how to implement that talent with guidance. It is only when you have reached a certain stage you can now see, just like Igbo apprenticeship system. You don't just train for 3 months and say, well, I don't learn everything now. Let me go and do my own business. You know, there's a period within which you will not only get the skills, you get the network, the appropriate talent, the exposure, then confidence to be able to strike out on your own. So 90% of the solution to your request is get that direct mentorship, you know, more importantly, particularly from Pastor Segun Awolowo, who is here with you and who has the same talent type that you have and can help you turn it into a business opportunity. I think a lot of us forget that he's a businessman and has run a business successfully. And out of that business, he has established a lot of activities. So he's not just going to be somebody who will be using theory to tell you all the nice things he read from Zig Ziglar. He will let you know the minds that are ahead and the opportunities that exist. So I think, in fact, anyone else who has similar issue, just request a special mentorship platform with Pastor Segun and it'll be fantastic. And if there's any area that I can come in virtually, he will escalate accordingly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. This person has a business, is interested in a dry cleaning business, and he just has an idea of the business, all right? And he has somebody else who is doing the financial part of the business. Okay, so he's thinking of partnership. So the question is, what are those things he's supposed to know before going into such an agreement with this person? He knows the business, the other party has the financial, capacity. So what are the modalities for partnership? So that's the question. Hello,
can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, so it's good enough that you guys have something that complements each other. Somebody is bringing finance and you are bringing some expertise in terms of the business. Thank you. So good enough that you have things that are complementary. Somebody is bringing business, you have the business idea, and then somebody is bringing finance. But I think that to go into partnership, you must. So I liken partnership to marriage a lot. Business partnership is like marriage. So imagine if you are going to get to marry someone. I believe you get to know the person, right? So courtship. So do you know this person enough to go to bed with them? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. As in, enough that you want to marry someone. So do you know this person enough that you want to do business in partnership with them? What are their values? Is there an alignment with that? Okay. Then if there is, do you have clear understanding as to what your contributions are and what the risk and the reward will be in this relationship? It has to be spelled out. Marriage vows and wedding certificates. So in a partnership like that, you need to spell out what your rules are. Okay? And then have it documented. It should be clear. I would also say you need to look for someone that can be, or people that can be mentors to your partnership, just like a marriage. A marriage will also do well within the multitude of counselors. Do you understand? So I would say that try and get people that both of you would respect and can defer to and can speak with should you have issues that you are not hearing yourself. Husband and wife can be having issues, and the only reason why they are having issues is that they are not listening to themselves. And then they go to this couple that maybe are their counselors or their advisors, and they will still probably hear the things that they would have resolved by themselves. But because they defer to these people, they will be able to, resolve their issues. So you must have someone that you can go to, both of you can defer to for the longevity of that partnership. So I think in a nutshell, just look at it like getting into marriage and apply the principles of a successful marriage in that partnership. I believe it should work. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
My name is Dimeji. I'm the owner of Solar Vision. Thanks for Mr. Taiwo for inviting me to this conference. He's the one that designed my website for me, and also I designed a laptop around for him. So I come all the way from Lagos, so I'm very grateful. So what I want to ask is just that I got to the top by mistake internationally. So how do I sustain it intentionally?
All right, sir. No, exactly speak to that. The next one is directed to Pastor Shem.
Okay. You got to the top by error. Do you? It's the same. By error, which means not by design. And you don't think God knows about it, because that's what it means. Firstly, is that anyone who is not prepared for an assignment usually tends to fail, because the necessary gifts and talents and the skills and the capacities to be able to operate within that ecosystem, you don't have it. It's like saying you want to be CEO of an organization simply because you are related to the founder, but you have not gone through the understanding of accounting, business strategy, you don't understand supply chain methodologies, you have nothing to understanding of internal control, operations management. All those are important skills. It's the reason you find that someone like Dangote has not pronounced any of his children to be the deputy CEO of his industries, but is allowing them to grow and to learn within the organization. Same thing with Mike Adenuga, putting the daughter as director or executive director, but not managing director, so that they would learn the internal operations of the system until the level of maturity has been reached, that they can handle the forces that can come their way the moment. So I think what you should now do is this: you now have to go and review the requirements for you to sustain that position. And then you now have to expose yourself to the necessary kind of competencies to be able to do those jobs. But that's on one side. Let us assume you already have something inside of you. You may have that knowledge already. You may have that. Somebody may have recognized you just on the basis of your talent. It's very, very possible, especially in the spiritual concept of things. You know, your talent will make a way for you. So it's possible for you to go from zero to hero. But what then happens is you are now going to have to go through the tests and trials that comes with it. So the most critical talent that you need of the four things that are shared now is the indomitable spirit and perseverance to be able to go through the headwinds that you will now face trying to stay at the top. Once you weaken, once your heart is weakened, or you become faithless, and you are not committed anymore to that cause, you'll be thrown off. You can have that position and not be in control. So I think the most critical thing is if you're already at the top, just go back and get the competencies get skilled in the competencies required to stay at the top, and very importantly, develop the thick skin to be able to face the headwind. Anyone who is at the top of anything always has arrows pointing at them. That's why don't request what you cannot defend yourself against. But if God has put you there, these are the things you need to sustain it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll read the next question. If you are making money from some streams of income and you are unable to keep the money for growth and investment, what should you do? So I would like Pastor Sheikh Aolo to help us attend to that.
If you are making money from
some streams of income
and you're not able to
keep them for growth and investment,
I think Mr. Debo should do more because based on his lecture, is mentioned that already. This is what I will make a recommendation on. If you have different sources of income and you're making money, what I recommend is this: set apart at least a certain percentage from those income and venture them into something else that will on their own be generating income for you. Let's say, for example, you are selling a product that is not the main product that is generating money for you. The mistake people make is this: they believe that it's free money, and then I can use it for anything I like. What you do is, from that same stream, create another stream, which is take a percentage and invest it into something else, at least that will give you a certain percentage of return on consistent basis. That, for me, is the way to keep your relevance financially, so that you won't just think, I've said it before, and let me explain the way it works. What people make mistake to think, they make mistake of mixing up what is called income with profit. So if you do business and you make 50,000 naira, it's not the profit. You need to recognize that in that 50,000 naira, your profit may not even be more than 5,000 naira. And so when you are talking about taking any money out, it is not, you must not take beyond 5,000 to keep your financial relevance going. So that's my recommendation. So once you have that opportunity, you keep investing and keep reinvesting. I think you touched on something that you get to a point where you won't need to bother with spending from your business again. You just be picking from. Let me close with someone. I had a story of a man who, my friend told me, he had almost about 30 properties, rented properties. And he told me, when I met him, the man owned the property, and he said they had about 4 tenants, and each tenant were paying about 2.5 million per annum. And of course, my brain usually go to work when I hear figures like that. And so I quickly went to calculate, if you have one property and you have 4 tenants and you're making 10 million every year, in other words, if you multiply that by 30 properties, that's 10 million in 30 places. That's 300 million. It's not doing anything. It's just getting rents. That, for me, is one of the ways to think when we talk about this.
Yes. To just add to that, riding on what Pastor Shelby said now. Maybe to just add to that, riding on what Pastor Shelby said now. From that question, I also figure that probably part of the challenge of this person is he's saying that, hey, I earn irregularly. I don't know when these incomes come in. Even though I'm making so much money at different times, but they just fizzle out such that I'm not able to capture them and take some part of it into investment, into savings that will now yield into all of this. So there is a series I did, a session I did on my YouTube channel at the time. How somebody who earns irregularly can budget. Because I think that one of the problems for most people is that we spend on pay as you go, spend as you earn basis. You understand? You don't do budgeting. A wise man said budgeting is the art of telling your money where to go rather than wondering where it has gone. Do you understand? When you don't tell your money where to go, you would wonder where it has gone. I mean, you've made money before, right? Maybe 1 million naira hit your account. You don't wake up until they say the balance is now 5,000. You say, wow, where did all this money go to? That is because you did not plan that 1 million. So they've gone. And you are now wondering where. You now bring out pen and paper and you start writing that. You see all the nonsense you spent money on. Do you understand? So what you need to do, and people who fall into this trap a lot are people who earn irregularly. Your expenses, that is the money you spend, are in 3 categories. You must categorize them into 3 places. One is like what you call first line charge. In management term, first line charge are things that once money comes to you, you must attend to them first before any other thing. They usually should be in percentage. Okay? Now, those things under that first line charge category are things like if you are somebody of faith, for example, maybe your gift, your tithe, your kingdom investment, stuff like that, should be on percentage. Then your saving, that is the money you take out to try to put into investment, should be on percentage. It's first line charge. Then if you have debt before you started re-engineering your financial life, it is priority that you pay down. It must also be on percentage. So those are first line charge category. Whatever percentage they come to, what it means is whenever any money comes to your hand, 100,000 naira, if it is 10,000 that is for your kingdom and tithe and offering and anything, you take out 10,000, you do that. If it is 10% that you save as well, you take out 10,000, you put it in your savings. If you are owing and you plan that you'll be paying 5% of your income onto that, you take out 5,000 and you put that aside. You are left with 75,000. You move the 75,000 into the other category. Now, the other category are the basic necessities of life. There are just 4 of them by research. Research has shown that when you deal with these 4 things, you can live long, even though it's not a full life, but you can survive for long. There are items on your house, which is either rent or mortgage, items on your transportation, items on utilities. Utilities are your data, your call credit, and all of that, okay? Your fueling, generator, and all of that. So, utilities, and then items on your feeding. Those 4 items, okay, they are not necessarily on any percentage. You would have budgeted for them. How do you budget for such items like somebody that is earning irregularly? What you do is, when you want to start the art of budgeting, take your last 6 months or your last 12 months expenses. You must break them down and see what you spent, how much you spent on food and this per month for those months, and take an average. The average figure becomes the figure you budget on. Do you understand? So you take part of that 75,000 to expend on some of the items for food in different ratios because you are still expecting more money. You don't move from that basic item category to the others. The third item is others. This is where every other expense head comes into. You will never move to that others category until you've satisfied all the 4 items from your various earnings. But you see, the system helps you to always be able to save and always be able to have money for investment as you make money. And I think that will help you to then start building into those portfolios that Pastor Shego said.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, this person is trying to imagine how you are able to cope with so many things, as a multi-potentialite. He said, how do you focus your talent and, part-time? How do you keep focus? This person has quite a number of talent too, but the confusion is, how do I really know what to focus on?
I think what people need to realize is I wasn't doing all of these things at the same time in my developmental stage. You are hearing them at my competency stage, which means it comes natural now. So when I was young, when I was doing sport, I wasn't doing politics, right? When I was doing, all these other various skills, they came in their various stages in time and with life. Basically, discovering different talents and exploring them until, so when I was going to Bible school, for example, I did nothing else. I was a full-time seminarian. Because the passion for anything else just fizzles away. You focus on what your heart is telling you. And once I got into the field, I started using it, I realized that I could use it as an evangelical source in sports, in business, and other places. Then that's how the intermingling started to come again. So I think what you should just realize is that you're not meant to do everything simultaneously. You can map out all the things you need to do and give them their priorities. There are some gifts and talents and competencies you should pick up when you're young. I tell my children that plan your life in cycles of 5. 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. So that way you will know the things that you need to do first, and you must grab 5 years in which you must, if 5 years is the average for university course, then you should be able to achieve almost anything you set out to achieve within a 5-year period. So I tell them the same thing. And one of the reasons I tell particularly the women is that women don't have the luxury of wasting time because of the way your own hormonal life cycle is. You have to have children. When you have children, you know what happens to your career. You don't get the best out of your career. So that is the reason why I say plan it in cycles of 5. So a classic example is my second daughter. She studied management information systems, technology. Got a first class in that one. Started working practically immediately. And then when she started working in a tech company, then she got a job in a bank. I said, now that we're in the bank, go and study, get ICANN. Now somebody is saying, but she's in tech. Why do you want to divert her to ICANN? I said, because now she's working within an environment that will be an additional competency within that organization. It will help her if she wants to move away from tech when she wants to get to managerial level. Because tech, they will keep you where you are, they will pay you well. But they will tell you that, look, what do you know about marketing? You don't know what you tech people stay where you are. So I said, transition into accounting. So she did and got a chartered accounting. After got a chartered accounting certificate, she got a job in EY. Then I now said she's going to get chartered bankers. Now, the question is this, why do you want to get bankers now that you have left banking? I said because plan it in such a way that by the time you are 30, you become a finance and banking expert in the tech industry.
Great plan.
Because now fintech and e-commerce are the fastest growing areas of world industry. Fastest growing areas. According to World Bank in Nigeria, it's going to be worth $50 billion. Nigeria's e-commerce is going to be worth $50 billion.